Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This evening we're going to talk about legal and ethical issues. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the religion in the public schools. We have three categories. We have illegal, not supported by courts, and permissible. If someone can read those three bullets on the illegal for me.
School-sponsored prayer, school-sponsored Bible reading, exceptions Bible as instructional tool.
Okay, not supported by courts. We have the silent meditation or devotional activity, which is permissible, private volunteer prayer. All right, our next slide, prayer at school events. Can I have someone read those first two bullets for me?
Develop legally defensible guidelines, don't rely on customs/community expectations.
Okay, the next three bullets.
Student initiated, I'm sorry, go ahead. Student initiated prayer permissible, student initiated prayer not encouraged by staff, no prayer at school board meetings.
Okay, our next slide, equal access. All student clubs given equal access. Seek legal counsel regarding questionable religious activities. So if you're not sure, just ask about it. Outside religious groups given access if non-religious groups permitted. Decide if it's an open or closed forum. Our next slide, Bible teaching. Can I have someone to read those first two slides?
Bible taught objectively in secular manner, not taught in devotional religious atmosphere.
Okay, the next three bullets.
Teacher assigned instructed on how and what to teach. Bible teaching policies determined by stakeholder committee. Policies communicated to teachers, students, and parents.
Okay. Intelligent design and theory of evolution. Intelligent design advocates argue scientific theory. Advocates argue best explains living things. Unless called unconstitutional inclusion, left to the discretion of the board. Theory of evolution suggests life descended from common ancestors, controversial among Christian religious groups, and a decision for inclusion left to the discretion of the school board. Our religious activities. Can I get someone to read those first three bullets on the religious activities?
School-sponsored holiday programs permitted if not religious. Release time for religious instruction allowed. School districts find difficult to post 10 Commandments references to God.
Okay, the next three bullets. Religious pageants, displays, symbols not constitutional. School authorities respect religious rights of students. Students not forced to recite Pledge of Allegiance.
That's ridiculous.
The students are not forced. If you have a student that does not want to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance, that is their right. Okay. Because there are some religions that do not support that. So if you know you have a student that does not support that, they do not have to participate. Okay? Religious freedoms of teachers. We have two bullets here, things that are allowed. Who want to read those two bullets for me?
Religious rights, secular law, and doesn't entangle with school, observing religious holiday if not accepted.
Okay, so those are the things that are allowed. The school system cannot determine an individual's freedom of religion. Things that are not allowed. Those two bullets.
No religious discrimination, not coerced to participate in non-academic activities. It violates belief.
Okay, be careful. Religious guard can't sway students. That means we cannot convert a student to our religion. Everybody have their religion, with their freedom of religion. So whatever the parents taught, we don't teach religion here. We teach curriculum. Okay? Freedom of expression, derived from the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. It's restricted if it's disrupting, indecent, or offensive, violates rules, or destructive. Buttons, pamphlet, other insignia, banded if it has a vulgar message, mocks race, origin, color, sex, or religion, content inconsistent with the mission of the school. And if anyone experienced discrimination, our district person for discrimination is Mr. Arthur Capers and Dr. Marshina Harrell. Final remarks on freedom of expression. Can I have someone to read those bullets for me?
Prohibiting distribution of approved material during regular school hours is reasonable. Prohibiting distribution must be justified. Unsubstantiated fear and apprehension, not enough reason for restricting rights.
Okay. Next, search and seizure. Our Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protects citizens against unreasonable search and seizure. Major challenge is balancing students' individual rights versus safe and secure student environment. Perplexing problem is searching pupils' locker, desk, purse, vehicle. Critical issue if personal belongings, which is a purse or the vehicle, and school property, the lockers or desk. Reasonable suspicion. Can I have someone to read those first three bullets?
School needs reasonable suspicion to initiate search. Will search turn up evidence student violated law or rules of school? Is search related to objectives, age or sex of child, nature of infraction?
Okay, the next four bullets, someone please.
Search must be limited to incident and suspected person, based on reliable information from students and teachers. No random searches with no suspicion. No searches based on hunches.
Okay, our next, search in social media. You know, social media is a biggie, so we have to be careful. Even as teachers, we have to be careful of the way that we use social media. Will search of phone reveal evidence of criminal activity, breaking school rules, potential harm to anyone at school? Search and desk. Clearly written policies inform students of possible search and seizures under reasonable suspicion. Policies should include conditions and circumstances of reasonable searches. Searching student lockers. Can I get someone to read those first three bullets?
Inform student of search if reasonable suspicion exists. Student and second school official present at search. Student may request another student's presence.
Okay, students should open the locker, and haphazard searches illegal and indefensible. That means those are searches that cannot be supported in court. So when we're doing search and seizure, if we have a student with suspicion of activity, we need to make sure we follow protocol in case that particular incident has to go to court. Okay? Searching book bags and automobiles. Can I have someone to read those four bullets for me?
Requires strong evidence of reasonable suspicion. Students and parents should be informed of reasonable causes of searches. Must have student and other witnesses during actual search of automobile. Searching automobiles with probable cause involves warrant or law enforcement.
Okay, next, our script searches. Can I have someone to read those bullets for me?
Set extreme circumstances involving health safety of other students, involve personnel and same gender. Use caution to not demean embarrass student. Advisable to isolate, observe, consult parents when the search is urgent.
Okay, so it's important when we're doing script searches, we have an individual of the same sex or gender, and make sure we remove that student. It's best to isolate that student and contact the parents as well. Okay, involving law enforcement. All right, our next bullets. Can anybody read these four bullets for me?
Must have a warrant to search.
All of a sudden.
Search based on facts, circumstances based on trustworthy information or illegal activity. Contact parents, legal guardian, and student of search. Parents must attend search. School official present and parents not available.
All right. Next is our due process. And we know that our due process is a course of legal procedures designed to ensure individual rights are protected and enforced. Can I get someone to read those bullets?
School suspensions and expulsions require that both procedures.
The first one.
This process.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
A course of legal procedures designed to ensure individual rights are protected and enforced. A person is entitled to a fair hearing. 2 procedures, procedural and substantiated. 14th Amendment. Procedural due process requires legal procedures to be followed to guarantee fairness and avoid arbitrary and capricious actions by school officials. I apologize, getting tired. Substantiated due process involves a student's individual and personal rights. Valid reason for denial or restriction.
Okay, and we know that we are all innocent until proven guilty. All right, our next continuation due process, can I have someone to read those bullets for me?
School suspensions and expulsions require that both procedural and substantial due process are addressed. School suspensions are not as severe as expulsions because only the Board of Education has the legal authority to expel students. Students and parents must have adequate notice of rules that govern behavior. Oral or written notices must be provided of charges along with the correct procedural steps and information that pertains to the hearing.
Okay, next we get into the liability and student records. And the first bullet says Public Law 93-380, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which is also called FERPA, of 1974 is designed to protect confidentiality of student records. FERPA guarantees that parents and students are guaranteed a certain amount of confidentiality and fundamental fairness with respect to how student files are maintained. FERPA ensures that certain types of personally identifiable information regarding students will not be released without the consent of parents. Okay? And I have a lot of parents that come, sometimes they'll call on the phone, they say, I need a copy of my child's birth certificate, social security card. I said, that's fine, but when you come, you need to make sure that you have a copy of your ID. Because anybody can, call over the phone and say what they need, so we need to make sure we're giving it to the parents. And also, you have some cases where the parents are not the legal guardians. So you need to make sure the parents are on that child's records for information to be released. Okay, next, our parental rights. Can I ask someone to read those bullets for me? Can you read up for us, Ms. Hicks? Read up for everyone to hear you.
Custodial and non-custodial parents have identical rights unless prohibited by the courts. Free both.
Yes, ma'am.
PL 93-380 is federal statute that mandates that school districts and schools that receive funds from federal government to not deny or prevent parents of students who are or who have attended the school the right to inspect and review the educational records of their children.
Okay. And that is just saying that each parent has equal rights unless we have a court document that says the parent, a certain parent is in sole custody of that child, and we can't release the child information to the other parent. Liability charges. Can I get someone to read those first 2 bullets?
Liability charges can be brought against school personnel. Libel, written, and slander or defamation. Defamation is a tort or civil wrong that results in the misuse of student records to a third party. Occurs when a teacher provides personnel or sensitive information to an unauthorized person that results in a tarnished reputation or standing in the school that diminishes self-esteem, depends on the manner and intent.
Okay, that means we need to only give our parents information about their particular child. We cannot discuss another child with a parent that is not their child. Okay, let's continue. Liability and student records. Can I get someone to read those bullets?
Do not give out personally identifiable information without consent. Never provide opinions that are not based on sound and rational judgment. Confidential information should not be used in a jokingly or negative manner. Only factual information should be recorded in the student records as deemed necessary.
Okay, our next slide. Individuals with disabilities. IDEA. IDEA is Individuals with Disability Act of 1990. IDEAI is Individuals with Disabilities Education Improvement Act of 2004. And FAPE is All Children with Disabilities